What we're going to be talking about today is why a spirit isn't always here, isn't always in the vibration when we get ready to speak to them from this world. Uh, like if your brother or your mother or your father or somebody passes to spirit, it might be months, it might be years before you get some kind of inclination in your vibration that they are over there, that what they're doing or where they are. I always thought when doing this work that when people crossed over, not everybody comes back at a given moment or a given time. We'll get into that, but mostly because sometimes if you're a very spiritual person, you believe in the spirit world, you believe in that communication with the people here, then that communication happens a lot quicker, a lot faster, or you're massively connected to somebody here and you miss them so dearly that you want to have that connection to them as right after you pass. People show up at their funerals, people show up different things, their vibration pretty quick, pretty sudden, and other people I'll do readings for. And the person they're looking for hasn't come through. It hasn't manifested themselves into that vibration yet. So when we pass from the spirit world, we go to I don't want to say a holding area or a vibrational area on the spirit side of life, but we go there to do a review. And people say, well, you've done bad things this lifetime, you've got all this stuff happen in this lifetime. You go back to a review. But most people pass the spirit world, they come back from near-death experiences, they have a review of their life, a review of situations within their vibration. I feel like we have a review of our life, our connections in this lifetime. And whatever we did, whatever we propelled in this lifetime will affect us the way it affected the situation that was going on at that time. We will feel it, we will internalize it, we will bring it into our being and learn from that experience from the other person's point of view and ours. So I feel like we have that learning process, that review process as we move into the spirit world. Some people are afraid. They don't want to go towards that review process. They want to sit somewhere, they want to wait. And sometimes people wait for quite some time. They wait, they're taught, they're fearing. That's why people have soul retrieval. They have all these things that people do to send spirits to the other side, to help them, to encourage them, send them energy. When my uncle died many years ago, there was this whole situation of giving the church $10, and we had a little card, and the Catholic priest would pray for my uncle for the next year. If we gave a certain amount of money every month, they'd have a service, and they would pray for my uncle. If I gave them so much money to the church, they would give a prayer every month to send that forward. So, and I sense that people send prayers and intuition to the spirits to have them come. But I have family members on the other side that have gone to the other side that have not made a connection to me. I'm a medium, I speak to spirits, but there are some that haven't made that connection. I know they're on the other side, I know they're there, but they haven't come back to make that major connection to me. And the one point with this, the first point here is sometimes we're born in families, not of them. So sometimes the individual or a person that was in our life that we would like to hear from, were just in our lives to get us to a certain point. They were not to be part of our life, just to get us to a certain point in our lives. And that was it. That was all their contribution to our life was at that point. And for us to say, well, they should come back. Now we can keep putting the energy out of this spirit world and keep putting it out there to bring forth and back that energy. But a lot of times people they don't come because we don't need them. That's another thing. You are a part of your life. You are moving through your vibration. You are moving through your life, your connection to spirit. And as you move through this lifetime, as you move through it, as you connect to this vibrational lifetime, You have life lessons, you have situations for other people, you have all this vibration that you decided before you got here. And that is the people, situations you come in contact with. And as we move through this lifetime, we have connections to a lot of people that have that have, they might not be able to help you at this moment in your life. Let's just say you want health right now. You want perfect health. You want, oh my God, I need health. So you're not going to bring somebody into the vibration. You're not going to bring somebody into the connection with your auric field if they have something going on in their life that they can't heal you. They aren't bringing forth any kind of healing energy. They're not bringing that forth through. So why would you call your Uncle George or your Aunt Susan in, who didn't believe in any of that stuff? Now you're trying to bring them in to be part of the vibration. They can't maneuver themselves. I don't know if there's a rule on the other side or a connection on the other side, but they're able to revert into your vibration because they are needed. I don't feel like spirit just comes just to filter through. Let's say you miss your mother so much and it's affecting your health, affecting your well-being, affecting your situation. Mom can be here. But if there's nothing with the mom to affect you at this moment, your mother can't help you. It's not going to change any vibration, any feeling, any mental situation in your life at this point. Mom might not show up right away. Mom that might not be here. So I always felt like spirits are here, but the ones we need to be in our vibration at that moment, that situation within our lives. Whether it's a aunt, an uncle, a father, a brother, a sister, a mother, whoever is supposed to be here will show up. Now you can meditate on them. You can get your whole thing, you get going with meditation and meditate on a specific spirit and keep meditating. When I teach about the seances and we sit for 8 weeks, 8 full weeks, once a day, 7 days a week for 8 weeks. Within the first few weeks of you connecting to the spirit, connecting to the vibration, you'll really look at it and go, oh, there's something here. There's something in the vibration. Within the first 3 weeks, though, you'll start to see orbs in the room. You'll start to see spirits. You'll start to see lights. You'll start to see vibration within this vibration because you have focused and made an appointment with spirit. You made an appointment with them to speak to them, to talk to them. It's that encouragement. Sure, there are people in my vibration. There's my real mother who left many years ago, and she's come back once or twice, but not as much as I would like her to come back. My grandmother, she came back twice after her passing, and that was it from grandma. There have been other people that are part of my vibration that I haven't seen. I know they were part of my life. They were connected to me through cousins and relatives and people and situations in my life, but they haven't really made their presence known here. Not around me. So am I going out looking for them? Am I going out hunting for them? I don't. What I do is I ask for my highest and best at this moment in my life, my highest and best. And then I allow the spirits, the vibration for my highest and best, to maneuver themselves into my life to help me, to encourage me and bless me. That's my brothers and my father and mother and different people within the family tree. Awesome. If they're master spirits, if they're guides, if they're archangels, whatever's going on around me, whatever I need for my highest and best at that moment when I'm asking spirit. I don't put like a core on it. I like relatives to show up and say hi. But I know that spirit has a method. It's a reason why we communicate with spirit. We communicate with them for one reason, is to give us information on our journey. Why we communicate, give us information about our health, our journey, people, situations, and vibrations within our lives. So if we aren't attracting people in this vibration that cannot help us on that journey, have us in some way on that journey, probably will not be able to appear here until you go through a circumstance or situation in your life and, oh my God, they're here. And they can help you with that. They can give you, and I sense that I explain to people when I do readings, people are here because there's a reason why they're here. There's the CERT, CERT, communication, evidence, reason, tell a story. That R is specific, reason. There's a reason why they are here. They don't come just to go, oh, I love you, oh, I love you. They come to bring forth love and support, and encouragement to you. They're here for a reason why they are here at this moment, to help, to encourage, and bless you on your journey. That's why they're here. That's why they communicate with you. That's why they talk to you. That's why you're able to see them in your dream state. That's why you go in the meditative state and you see somebody. I have individuals, sorry, St. Louis, I do a meditation. I see people in my meditative state that I don't know who they are. There's symbols, people, situations. I don't really have a connection. I don't understand who they are. Usually those people that are in a meditative state, that you've gone into a large meditative state and see people, they're either guides, master teachers. They are people from a past life, an incarnation, a vibration with you. There are things that have happened through lifetimes and lifetimes. So these individuals will appear in front of you, giving you glimpses. See, if we believe, I kind of believe in past lives, I believe in reincarnation. I believe in that. Not all spiritualists do, but I do. I've seen too much of it not to believe that we don't reincarnate. So you got to believe that that if you are on this earth plane and you bring everything from every lifetime, every incarnation, every journey that you ever have had in your life through lifetimes into this lifetime, every bit of knowledge, every bit of connection to your lifetime is within the cells of your body today. So if you have all this knowledge and you're in a meditative state and you're within your body and you have all this knowledge within yourselves, some of that knowledge from these past lives and incarnations are bound to bleed back into your existence in this lifetime. They're bound to, from incarnations and vibrations that you have lived. It makes common sense with that vibration, because if you are who you are now, you are the best creations you've ever been through other lifetimes, because you have all the knowledge within the cells of your body today. So all these spirits will follow you, but we have to remember the guides, the people, the master teachers, the relatives, the runners, the people that help you, the angels. I mean, all these people are gathered on the other side, all gathered. Think of your life standing on a large stage, and the audience, even the balconies, are full of people, They're full, but they didn't come to see anybody else. They came to see you. Now, while you're standing on the stage, you can be that person that says, you over there, I'd like you to come up on the stage. I'd like you to come up here with me. Could you please come up here with me? And they'll make their way through the crowd. As they make their way through the crowd, come up and stand next to you. But you point them out. You connect to them. And the reason you connect to them is because they have something to help you with. Connect to you, help you with communication, the evidence, reason, and tell a story. So when you're talking to spirits, it's this whole question of allowing yourself to go a little bit out of sync. Connect yourself in a higher vibration, see yourself going off into another realm, another vibration. Visualize yourself there. Like Louise Hayes would have said, if you're meditating and you happen to see something off to the side and things are in your attention, acknowledge them, acknowledge that they are there, they crossed your path, acknowledge they're there, acknowledge them and let them go and move your focus back to center. Move your focus back to the center of the vibration. That's what you're doing, is moving that focus back to that vibration. Whether you want to speak to your father, now it might take you months, it could probably take you a year, but I think we give up too quickly by focusing our attention on the person we'd love to speak to, that love to arrange it. Sometimes it's really not them just appearing, yelling into your ear, or you visualize them. Your mother could have used a certain perfume, and all of a sudden, with you just sitting somewhere and the smell of that perfume is so strong in that space, you know that you're the only one in the space, there's nobody around you, but the smell of that perfume is so strong, you know that your mother is here. You might not see her, you're not talking to her, but you're definitely smelling the perfume or the cologne your father wore, or the cigar your father smoked, or you're smelling a certain smell that connects to them. When my father comes in there was a smell in the hospital. There was a certain smell. It smelled like some kind of medicine or something. It's just a very strong smell when I walked in. And when I smelled that, I know my father was very much near me. I had that smell very much associated with him, very much associated with him. And there are certain people within your life that you have a certain smell to that individual, a certain vibration, and you'll see it. Your mother loved robins, and all of a sudden you walk out your door, there's robins all over the yard. There's robins sitting all in the space that you can see them, or cardinals, or some kind of animal that your mother always loved, or your father loved, and they're all of a sudden they're making a repetition situation within your life. I still feel like people don't come back, you don't hear from them, because they've made their journey and you were part of a life for them, but not that vibration where they have to come back and be here. They travel back and forth, back into the spirit world, back to where they are. And I said here, vibration. We all have a village on the other side. We have this town, this village. It's not named after us, but most of the people we've loved, we've known, and encouraged within our beings through lifetimes live there. People that we've been traveling with for many, many lifetimes live in that village. That is where we go back to. Where in the village we live constitutes what we're going to speak to. It does. Think of your life where you live right now, where you personally reside at this point in your life. I live in Casadega, but there are people in town right next to me, Deltona, Deland, Orange City. There's people right near me that I will never cross paths with. I will never see, never have a connection to. They'll live their lives on this earth plane, and I will never have a connection to them, never cross paths with them or see them or have an interaction with them. They're still on the earth plane, they're still with me, but I won't have that massive interaction with them that affects me in this lifetime. It won't. So that way, are those people going to appear in my life? Probably not, because they aren't really part of my life. They live down the street here. They live back here in some of these homes, but I won't have an idea of who they are. And they will live their lives, and they will then pass to spirit, and I won't know who they are. Same thing with the people that have gone to spirit. There are people in your life, through your life, that have been part of your life. Did they were this massive part of your life? No. My Aunt Bessie wasn't really a major part of my life. I knew Aunt Bessie. I knew she was here. I knew she came to visit our family every once in a while, but do I expect Aunt Bessie to show up? Do I expect her to be here in my vibration? I don't. I kind of expect certain really close members of my family to be here, but when they aren't here, I know they're either traveling on the other side, helping others, doing their own spiritual growth in the spirit world, as above, so below. The door of reformation is never closed. We believe as spiritualists, So we believe they keep movement. There's to keep this movement into the spirit world. They keep moving. So are they here? Are they working? Are they working? Are they making it better for everything around me? Maybe the person in your life hasn't here. Maybe they are affecting other people that are going to be a part of your life to affect you in a very positive nature. They aren't really in your vibration because they can't change you. They can't change the vibration for you. But what if they are changing the precepts of situations ahead of you so that the journey that you make from this moment into the future is very pleasant? Maybe they're doing that. They're still affecting your life, but they aren't completely right here, right in the moment. And most of the time, we really would like them just to show up every once in a while. And that's just through focus. That's through this connection to focus in our vibration. Focus. If you focus your life, focus your intent of what you're looking for. So if I ask my father to be in, I will mention his name. I will think about my father. I will talk to him. I will mentally talk to him and ask him to show up, ask him to be here. Think of it as if you're going to go visit your parents and they're planning a trip, but you haven't told them you're coming. All of a sudden, you end up at the front door or the front yard banging at the front door, and they have gone on vacation. You didn't tell them you were coming. You didn't explain to them that you were going to be there, but they have moved off into something else. So you're standing banging at the front door and there's nobody home. So when you're actually speaking to spirit, allow them to know that you are wanting to speak, wanting to be part of their vibration, wanting them to show up, wanting them to be here in vibration. We do readings out here. We ask you before you come for reading to think of people, think of situations, and hopefully they'll show up when you're getting the reading. Think about them, send a notice out that you'd like to speak to them. But remember, people are here for a reason. There's a reason why they show up, to be part of your vibration, to encourage, to bless you, to uplift you, and do all the things they can to empower you to be you. That's what they do. That's what mediumship is to empower you, is to empower your being. It's not to drag you down, not to pull you into a situation, but to empower you. That's what mediumship is supposed to be. Show you all the steps and situations to move you forward. That's why spirit shows up. They are, because that's why spirit shows up, is to help, to encourage. That's what they're here to do. So listen to yourself. When you sit still in your meditative state, state to them. Now, you might not have that dream or that specific meditation today. It might take you a couple of weeks for that connection is made. But we give up too easy. We give up too easy about situations. We give up too easy about communicating to spirit. When I do seances and I have people show up. And I asked them, I said, make sure you show up at a certain day, at a certain time for 8 weeks. And then we can bring the power, bring the energy to propel the energy into the spirit world, to have spirits appear. And no matter how I do it here in this present day, trying to get people to sit for 8 weeks at a specific time, because they'll say, oh, I got busy. Oh, I can't be there. Oh, I'm not going to be able to show up. Oh, we don't make that appointment. Maybe back in the older days, you could read the old spiritualist books and speak to people that were back in the older days. They connected to spirit. They had, I guess we didn't have television and iPads and telephones and all this stuff going on in our lives. Our lives are very busy now, extremely busy in our lives. But back in the day, we didn't have all this stuff to divert our attention from going into the quiet, into that peaceful place within our vibration. When you're speaking to spirit and wanting to speak to them, do like you do what you do if you were having a regression. Sit at the top of the stairs and see yourself walking down the stairs. Sit at the top of the mountain, see yourself coming down the mountain. Sit at a certain spot in your life, see yourself coming down a situation. Count yourself down. 10, 9, 8, down. Count yourself down. You must get in to get out. You must go inward. Think of it as if your body is the vibration of the doorways in your being, in your vibration, in this temple that you have. If you believe that this is the temple of God, temple, and if I don't first go in and open the doors, turn the lights on, people might not come to service. You've got to first open the doors, turn the lights on, greet people, have that moment within your own being to dust the furniture, clear the situations, quiet your mind, allow yourself to go inward, and then allow yourself to go out to attract the individuals to appear in your vibration. I learned that ever since I was a child. I needed to go in to get out. When I sat in sweat lodges with my grandfather, I had to go into this quiet rhythm of my breath, rhythm of the smoke and the vibration within the sweat lodge. Allow myself to go inward, to allow the spirit to dance in my vision. So we must allow the spirit to dance within our vision, but we have to be able to fix the temple first. Fix this vibrational first. And that isn't that hard. It's just that question of focusing your attention. Sure, people are going to show up. And I get a lot of people in my life that I show up that I maybe had like 20 minutes with. Didn't have this long little connection to this individual, but they show up. The reason they showed up is because they had a reason to be there. If you're talking to someone and you're saying, you're a medium and you're here today and you speak to spirits, you have a connection to spirit, and one of your relatives show up, let's say your mother shows up, but you're talking to somebody about their relatives, their vibration within their life. The very good possibility your mother, your grandmother had the same name as this woman. Their grandmother is here, but she's not physically here to speak at this moment, but your grandmother is. And your grandmother will speak, say, you don't have your grandmother here. I have your grandmother here, but it's really your grandmother, but it's not there as yours. But you describe your grandmother, you start describing your grandmother and what your grandmother went through, and they go, oh my God, that's my grandma. But you're speaking about your grandma. Spirit will have a way of communicating with you through smell, through senses, through signs. Spirit works very well with signs, even though they aren't physically and spiritually here in your vibration, that you can actually speak to them and see them. You'll see the signs of the connections for them, whether it be the birds, the animals, the smells that were around them that you associate with them. Everything has a must, because my grandmother, she packed her house full of mothballs. You go to my grandma's house, you got mothballs. You got the smell of mothballs. I don't know what she was putting in mothballs in that house, but boy, was it strong. So when my grandmother shows up, mothballs. I smell mothballs all over the place. So I know grandma is here. I know she has arrived, starting to speak to me. She's allowing me to know that she's here. She might not be speaking out loud and talking to me, but I know that my grandmother has passed by me, giving me that connection to my being. She has passed by my vibration. So when spirit talks to you, when they massively talk to your vibration, it could be that just that feeling that they've walked by. They have walked through your auric field. You know that they've been here. You just get that feeling. My mother used to say, I have a knowing. I know that I know that I know. You have a feeling that they've been here. You have sense that they've shown up. Might not be that total communication, but you know that they've been there. You sense them being in your vibration. And sometimes that's all we get. Sometimes that's all that connection we get, because they want you to know that they're okay. They made the journey. they're okay. And once you know that they're okay, that maybe might be the whole thing, that they were just there to tell you that I'm okay. I made it here all right. I have clients that I bring through their children that have passed different things with their vibration. Do the children have to be there every time that person comes? Not every time, but sure. But if it is there to help them mentally and physically, child will show up. If a person is having so much of a hard time and that person is passing, the person will show up. They will be there. So we might want spirit to be in this whole vibration, this whole connection to us. But if we allow ourselves just to sit back and listen, that's all. Listen for spirit. Listen to them to appear. I had somebody tell me the other day that the orbs are just little dust particles flying through the air, dust particles. But if you pull the dust particles open, what you call them dust particles, the orbs open, you'll see people's faces. You'll see different things within those orbs. Different vibrations within the orbs. Spirit will manifest in those situations. And we've got pictures here in Castaneda of the orb tours where people have full body apparitions appear in the film. Now, dust must be doing right well to form a whole body. Yeah. But the question here is there is a very slim, small veil between this world and the next. And certain places of the world, the veil is thinner. It's just thinner. It's just a thinner vibration of moving forth. If you've never communicated with spirit, never wanted to, never had any kind of connection to talk to spirit, it might be a little harder for you to connect to that vibration. I've been doing it ever since I've been about 3 years old. So a little bit easier for me to connect to spirit because I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing it for a while. So it was like second nature to me. It's just like second nature, speaking to them, talking to them, having a communication with them, and having people come and sit with me and talk to me from the spirit world. It's just second nature, but it's through practice. It's through this connection of practice. So if you want spirit to speak to you, talk to them. Not everybody that has ever been in your vibration, ever been in your life, will come back and speak to you. You might want to know why they come back. I always kind of feel this whole life as a journey that we've decided on. A certain way or a certain journey that we need to take to encourage our spiritual growth and to encourage others. And we make the journey, and people along the way are not collateral, but they're part of the vibration only for that instant, for that vibration, have you turn or go right or go left or go straight in your vibration. That's all that they were there for. You might have thought they played a bigger part, but they didn't. That's all they were there for, get you to where you needed to be. For them to appear back in your vibration, they were not really there they were just to maneuver you for this life lesson. And I think when we have our review on the other side, when we leave this earth plane, have our review, we know exactly why people were in our lives. We know exactly why they were here, what was going on, what was happening, what was going on in our vibration. And we learn from that situation. And we learn from it so we can move forward from move to that situation. So maybe the people that were supposed to learn from you in this lifetime that you thought they should come, they aren't part of this. They aren't part of this vibration. And people can only come back because you need something they need to give you. I hate it when mediums tell people, oh, my what? Your grandmother came in. Oh, she said, I love you. Oh my God, she's gone. Really? Grandma came here for a reason. The reason she drove all the way here, but she drove all the way here. It's like having your relatives pull in the front yard and you sit in the car, smile at the house, back up the car and drive away. The reason they drove all the way to your home, the reason they're going to get out of your car, they're going to knock at the door, they're going to come in for a moment. There's a reason why they came. They don't come here just to go, unless that is to uplift and bless and encourage your being. Then they're doing that. Most of the time, Spirit is here to encourage, to bless you, and to help you. There are guides within your vibration, 10 to 15, that follow you through this lifetime. There's also your higher self attached to the spirit world while you're living here. So all this energy is propelled in your auric field. So these guides will help you, encourage you on your future movements within your life, if you will. Why Jeff has always told me, and Discern has always told me, is there anything I've missed, anything I should be looking at, anything I should personally be putting in motion? Please show me. So then I watch the repetition of what my guides and spirits are trying to show me as I move down the path. As I move down that journey, that vibrational, that path I'm moving on. So if I don't move on the path, I don't go on the path, I don't listen, then I'm not going to make a wrong mistake, because I feel like Spirit will move heaven and earth and place you exactly to where you need to be. Where in the room we are standing when the event happens, it's up to us. We're still going to get to the room. Don't worry about that. We're still going to get there. Where we're standing in the room is where we make our stand. So figure out what you kind of want. No matter what's going on in your life, whatever's going on in your vibration, what do you personally need from that situation? What do you need? We make all this crazy stuff happen in our lives. We make all this vibration within our lives. We go, oh, geez, I should do that. I should have done that. Oh, this should have worked out better. Oh, my God. I should have treated this spirit better. I should have treated this person better. And we go through our whole lives. Instead of understanding, maybe just treating that individual that way, that vibration, or that person treating us that way is just what it was, is to move us to a different vibration, a different connection, a different view of the room. Maybe we weren't supposed to stand in that part of the room. Maybe we're supposed to move, go somewhere else. Some of us have had very good childhoods, very good childhoods. People loved us. People thought we were the best people in the whole world. Then some of us, like me, childhood, a little crazy. People in my life should have been arrested, put away for a while, because they were not good to my personal vibration. But should I harbor on that whole situation of my childhood and different things that happened in my life? Was it something I need to hold in my gone? I need to, or just to let it go and allow myself to move forward, but know that what I learned, what happened to me when I was young, was to empower me when I got older. Sure, it might not have been good when I was young. It did some stuff to me when I was young, but those lessons that I learned, the situations I learned, was to make me better when I got older. I spoke to Spirit a lot when I was young, not because I connected to Spirit, but that stronger connection to Spirit was I would hide. I would have to hide from the adults. Adults were not good to me when I was young, so I had to hide from them. So during those moments when I was in quiet and trying to hide from the adults, I would speak to Spirit. Spirit would speak to me and comfort me and be with me and sit with me. So I had that strong connection to them because I had to go out of body a lot of times in my life when things were happening. I had to leave my body. So the question with this whole situation is sometimes we have pleasant situations happen in our lives and there are some wonderful things. Then we have these things that happen in our lives that we have to go out of body. Ooh, we got to leave for a while. Allow whatever's to happen, and then to move. Sometimes when you see Spirit or you sense Spirit in a building or a vibration within a building, it is something that's happened in a past vibration. It's not Spirit being there. You see a woman walking from one room to the next room. And every night about the same time, 12, 1 o'clock, that woman walks from one room to another room in a building. It is not the Spirit walking. It is the energy of that vibration, psychometry, the energy of the space that it happened in. If somebody gets hurt in a house and really bad hurt in a house, and they got killed and they were very scared, and the energy is very thick, that energy at that time period within that house, that time period, you will feel that energy. You will feel it because it is embedded within the home. It is embedded within the space. You will feel a room. You will walk in a room and feel it. It's not because spirit is there. It's because the room has got an energy that has been placed in it at a certain time of day. And then when that time of day happens, oh my God, the energy is quite strong at that given moment. Then the rest of the time, not too much. If it was spirit walking through the space, then spirit would come all the time. They'd walk through that space all the time. I have a haunted place that I've been to that the woman walks from a room, walks into another room of the hotel, and then she walks back to her room. I've got to find out there's a child in the other room that died. And this energy of her going back and forth, taking care of that sick child at a specific moment of her life, possibly when the child died, is embedded within that energy. So she doesn't come at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She doesn't come at 10 o'clock. She comes at 11 o'clock at night, walking from that room to the next room. Is that spirit? No, it's the energy within the space, energy within the vibration. That's why we smudge our houses, why we do things, how we clear the energy, we clear the vibration. Some houses have just been inundated so much with the energy, very hard to get it out of the house unless you knock it down, because it's embedded within the property, within the vibration, within the home. That's why when you sit and you meditate, you find a space. You find a space in your home to sit and be quiet. Sit and be quiet and put your animals somewhere else in the house and go sit and start a meditation. Your animals, cats, dogs, they will find you. They will come try to sit next to you. They'll try to be in your vibration. Why? Because you're in a meditative state. They feel the energy. They feel the vibration of that meditative state. So find a place in your home that you can sit and get quiet with spirit. Then every day, go back at the same time, about the same vibration, and go sit again. The energy will get stronger within that space. And if you do it most of your life in the same home and the same vibration, people that move in that house after you're dead and gone are going to feel the energy in that space that, oh my God, there's something really, that's awesome happening here. There's your meditative space where you're meditating, where you're getting quiet. I have a grandmother, we used to go in her house years after she passed. We moved into the house, but my grandmother had a prayer room. She called it her little war room, her little prayer room. And she had prayers all over the walls, and she had a little bench. She sat in that room, and she sat in quiet in that room. It was her prayer room. So when you went in and sat in that little room in that house, oh my God, the energy was, it was just awesome. It was just awesome, just sitting in that space. With my grandmother, through all the whole time that she was alive, her mother would sit in that space, and then my grandmother took it over and she would sit in that space. So that energy was, oh my God, was embedded within that space, was embedded there. So when you're smudging a house, when you're trying to get hold of spirit, don't smudge out the good energy. Don't say, oh my God, I want no spirits here, I want nothing here. Keep the good stuff. You just want stuff that's negativity. Usually negativity energy will appear in a house because you brought it in, or somebody that came to visit you brought it in and dropped it. You're clearing the energy that got dropped or moved or put in your vibration for you. So you got to remember that everything you do in your life has circumstances within the vibration that'll affect you on the earth, affect you in the spirit world. If you don't believe in certain things in your life, then you're probably not going to believe within the spirit world. You're going to wander around there for a little while. But you go back to the city, you go back to the vibration, you go back to the city of where you're supposed to be. And you travel through the city. Like I said here, I live here in Central Florida. There are people, let's say, Casadega, even in Casadega, Lake Helen, where I live, there are people that will live their lives here, and I will never see them. They're still in my city. They're still part of my city, but I will not have an effect. They will not have an effect in my journey. They will not. But there are people at a distance that will have an effect in your journey. There are people that will have an effect in the vibration in your journey. They will. They will have an effect in the vibration. Think of you standing on a ley line that reaches out into eternity. Energy centers, energy vibrations throughout the earth plane and throughout the universe. As when you stand on that line, you're not the only one standing there. There are other people at other intervals along that line, standing on that line, giving it energy, which in part affects you. So there are people that could appear in a dream state, in a vibrational state, a situation with you that you have never seen, never had a connection to, never thought of, but they were part of that moment of affecting that ley line, that vibrational energy center that you affected with all these other people standing on the same line. The reason we move in our life is not because we just move. We move because we are done with that specific energy vibration, a specific energy line that we're standing on, and we move to a different vibration to affect that. That's why we change situations in life. We might say, oh my God, it was horrendous, Lou. I had to move. Things just weren't working. Yeah, Spirit, well, if we fight it too much, Spirit will say, okay, we got to go. If you got to go to the next line, you can't stay here. You got to go. And they will maneuver in situations of life and place us somewhere. And all of a sudden, as I said, we can enter the room, be in a good part of the room, or be in a part of the room that's kind of dark and not kind of a little bit crazy, and stay over there. It's where we perceive that we need to be and what we perceive we deserve in our lives. Same thing with spirits. When they don't come speak to us, when they don't come have that communication with us, some of those spirits have nothing to do with us. They're part of my vibration of that life, but they have moved forward. They have moved into a different vibration. Let's just say in another lifetime, you were an extremely powerful spirit. You've always been a very powerful spirit. You came back to this earth plane to give birth to me. I needed your genes. I needed your vibration in your situation to affect me, to affect my being on this earth plane. Now you've gone back to the spirit world. You're high vibration. You're a high energy field. Did you come back? Are you to come back and just keep messing with me? Or did you give me what you needed to give me while you were here? What you needed to enforce upon me? What you needed to give me, the vibration? A lot of the peers in my family show up here. A lot of them people were not good to me. Do I want to see them? Not really. I don't have a strong connection to speak to them. Because in a meditative state, I'm supposed to be calm. I should not be able to see them because things I might say mentally and spiritually to them might not fit the narrative of a good meditative state. So am I going to attract them into my being? Am I going to ask for them to appear? No, I'm not. I will ask for my highest and best. My highest and best for the moment that I'm going through in my life, the journey, that part of the journey that I'm taking. So it's what you're consciously and subconsciously thinking. If you consciously say, oh my God, I really want to talk to my mother. My mother's in the spirit world. Ooh, I really want to speak to her. But subconsciously, in the back of your head, you're going, hope she didn't show up. God, she was a pain in the butt when she was here. Jesus, God, she was trouble. Now, there's two vibrations going on for the spirit world. You want to see her. You consciously ask her to see her. Subconsciously, no, I'm not asking to see. Oh, no, too much trouble. So, are the spirit going to show up or not going to show up? So that's why you have to go inward, clear that vibration, open the temple doors, open that whole energy field within your being, turn the lights on, invite the spirits in because you're ready for them. You're ready for them. So when you're opening and propelling these situations in your life, don't think that they aren't here because they don't love you. Spirit loves you. And whatever they did in your life, whatever propelled itself in your life, whatever happened within your being was supposed to happen. It was a journey, either to affect you or to affect others. So how we perceive that space in the room, how we perceive it, we get to perceive it as negative, or we get to perceive it as positive. Choice is always up to us. Sure, things in our life might not look the way they should look, but if that was happening in your life, what would you do to move past it? Not to focus on it, not to bring that whole vibrational energy field into the situation. What would you do to get past it? I think that's what we make mistakes in this lifetime with. We spend so much time focusing on the negative and the vibration with it, instead of focusing on the positive of the situation in our lives. What would be the positive outcome of the situation that you would be able to accept if it happened in your life today? What would be the positive outcome? Not the negative. You keep seeing negative today, then tomorrow might be a little bit more negative, and the following day a little bit more negative. Then it just starts to be just a run of bad luck. Then bad situations, bad vibrations within our lives. But if we start thinking positive, whether we have positive situations going on in our life or not, start thinking positive, doing positive affirmations, drawing positive spirits into our lives, then we can bring this whole energy within our being. See, we have to do that, because I have too many people focusing on the negative in their life, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I feel like I just want to hear this sound, like some people that walk around me go, oh my God, 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 what? What are you thinking? What are you trying to propel in the vibration? So listen to yourself, because spirits will appear. The ones that you absolutely need in your life will appear to help, to encourage you. So I told somebody the other day, I said, if your Uncle Billy wasn't good with money, why are you asking Uncle Billy about your money? If he wasn't good, oh, I want Uncle Joe about my marriage. What if Uncle Joe got divorced 6 times? What is Uncle Joe going to do with your marriage, your connection to your life? What is Uncle Joe going to do for you? Attract the spirits that you need, highest and best of that moment. That's what you need in your life, highest and best. And that's when you talk about spirit, work with spirit, do all this stuff. I'm sure people, that I said here, not everybody that you had a connection to in this lifetime are going to show up. They aren't. They are not going to be here. They're not going to show up. They aren't. They weren't supposed to. They made their appearance on stage with you. When I do theater, not everybody behind the curtains is going to come out on stage, because it's not their part. They're not ready to speak. They're not part of the show yet. They're back there. They're all dressed and ready to come out, but they're not part of the show. Same thing with spirit. If spirit is part of the show, they will appear here. They are still part of the back part of the show. They will appear when they are needed, when things are needed. So don't feel like ask for spirit to show up. But when we get to this whole thing, we want spirit to show up and say, oh my God, Lou, I saw them personally. I saw them. They just showed up. Oh my God, I saw them. I heard them. But as I said here, if your mother comes through and she used to have Johnson baby powder, and it was just all she would wear, and then you get the strong smell of Johnson baby powder, mom's here. She's letting you know that she walked by. She's okay. She's alive. She's on the spirit world. That's all you really need to know, because she might not be living the life over there that you want her to live. She might not be where you think she should be, but she is letting you know that she's okay. She's all right. She is connected. Children all make it to the spirit world. The children all make it to the spirit world, because children are not broken. They are not diseased. They make it to the spirit world, and they learn. We all do. We all learn the pets, animals, vibration without vibration. I said here with pets, the vibration with pets, people, pets. You don't have every pet that you ever had in every lifetime. You have like a kilometer. I feel like it's a body, mind, spirit situation. Body, mind, spirit. You have like maybe 3 pets. You get over the spirit world, you got 3 people, three pets sitting there. Now, 5 lifetimes back, you could have probably had a camel. You got an elephant, you got a pet tiger. All these animals throughout your whole lifetime. You're not going to get. Nobody would be able to get next to you because the animals love you so much. Nobody would be able to get next to you and speak to you because you'd be covered with animals. If every animal from every lifetime appeared in your vibration and jumped on you. And sometimes animals from a past life are part of your animal totem. I think we're looking at animal totems a little bit wrong in our lives, because animal totems are your animals that you appeared in a past life. They're there to help you. They're there to encourage you. They're there to give you a sign in your vibration. So always remember, you are who you are. You are, this is it, package. Whatever you wrap yourself in, whatever kind of ribbon you tie on yourself, whatever you tell yourself when you are in your moment is who you're going to attract from the spirit world. So when you're wanting to attract somebody, give them a heads up. Don't drive to their house, stand outside and beep the horn. There's nobody in the house. Give them a heads up that you'd like to speak to them. Tell them when they're not busy, come on over, speak to you. But don't think they might not appear in a dream. They might not appear in your meditative state, but they might appear through a smell or a connection to that individual. My grandfather appears with oil. He used to work in he used to own a gas station, and there's a strong smell of oil and kerosene when he shows up. Do I know it's my grandfather? I do. But do I see him? Do I have a strong connection? No. But I know the smell when it appears in my vibration and nobody's around me. So look for that. Don't be looking for a spirit just to go, hi, I'm here. Look for what you sense around the vibration. So this I hope today helped you understand a little bit of how spirit works with the vibration, how they connect to you in your life. Because they will come, but they might not come the way you think they should come. You want to see them full body, sit down in front of you, sit and have a conversation with you, see them, hug them. Well, but you will get that feeling of them walking past you, that feeling of love, that feeling of compassion for you as they walk past your vibration. They're not here to disrupt you. They're not here. Their job is done. What they had to do for you in this lifetime is now done. They'll show you they love you and they encourage you, but they're not here to take anything away from your life at this moment. Think of it as some people in your life, when you were young, they passed a spirit. Now that I'm older, those people that were young in my life cannot help me as I got older. They aren't part. It's like taking a kindergarten teacher into high school. Kindergarten teacher might be able to teach you something, but not going to be able to get you through all the other vibrations that you need to into the higher studies within your life. So you'll attract the teachers. When the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. Same thing with guides, people, spirit in your life. When you are ready, the spirit will arrive. So we'll be doing other things this week. I know we're going to be doing the Buddha, and I'll be changing my screen around so you can see the pyramid. I'll show you how to do the Buddha and the vibration with that, and how the tools, and I'll do other tools that you can actually make on your own to help you do healing and vibration with that. I get a connection to that vibration, how to make your own personal tool. So that'd be kind of cool, because you'll be able to make your own tool, be able to make your own healing vibration for yourself. And we'll be doing the black bag mediumship. So I'll show you how to do that, and how to do mediumship using a black bag. So that's kind of cool how I teach how to do that. So I did tape this, so it'll be online. So it'll be on my YouTube channel. So the vibration with that, it will be there.